Hey guys, Fred and Sheila McCoy, Hatfield McCoy Museum, fredmccoy.com. Sheila's behind the camera.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great evening.
We had a special guest or two. Well, guess what? They're here. I am here with Bob Scott himself. And he is a direct descendant. He is a Hatfield. His grandmother?
My grandmother was a Hatfield, and my grandfather on the Scott side, which was Julius Scott, and his wife Polly.
Right.
Well, her dad and mother was Anderson Hatfield.
Right.
And Polly.
Preacher aunts.
Preacher aunts, which overseen the hog trial.
Right.
They had 12 children and only one daughter, and that was my and Bruce's and other cousins' grandmother.
Guys, by now you should have seen the introduction, and you should have seen an excerpt from a video off of Hillbilly Files. It was interesting. Leo was at the Randall McCoy home place doing a video, a camp out.
Okay.
This video is about the excerpt that you just seen of Bob Scott. He actually owns the property there at Hardy where the McCoy well is. This is a duplicate we made years ago of the McCoy well. From the pulley to everything around it. This is what it once looked like before they stoned it and bricked it. And Bob is also belongs to the Pike County Tourism. And I know people has heard me complain over the years over Pike County Tourism. They put a monument of Devil Anse Hatfield on Blackberry. They have been so incorrect and so much history about Randall McCoy and his family over the years. And let me explain something. I love Pike County. Sheila and I both love Pike County. We were raised Pike County, Kentucky. Went to school, Blackberry and Runyon, Belfry High School.
We both went to Belfry.
Had our children. Both of our children was born in Pike County. We love Pike County, but we also love history, and we love correct history. And you know, I don't even know if that video's out yet or not. We made a video a while back about the tour bus that come through, and we was wondering whether Bob Scott, he was giving the tour thing. He had the little microphone on, and evidently was the person giving the history. And we was wondering if Bob Scott told him that Charles Manson was actually a member of a descendant from the McCoy family and from the Scott family. A lot of people want to leave that out of history. Sheila and I, some people says Fred and Sheila, you're one-sided on Devil Anse Hatfield, you're hard on. No, we try to be even on both. And we were the first ones to ever, it was in our first, second book, second edition, that Charles Manson, thank you, was related to the Scotts, to the McCoys, to the Maddixes, to different ones. But this video that we watched a while ago, and the excerpt that you just seen is a little bit disturbing. I've watched it 10 times. Sheila, come here and watch this. What's your thoughts? Another 5 times, just to make sure.
Yeah.
You guys seen the excerpt. When we're done with the video, go back, rewind it to the introduction and watch it and see what you make of it.
Yeah. Maybe we misunderstood.
I don't think we did. I don't think we misunderstood. I think sometimes people tells things and they tell them so much that they begin to believe them. The story is Polly Hatfield. Bob Scott says that his grandmother, Polly Hatfield, was the only daughter out of 12 children that preacher aunts and Polly Hatfield had. Now, let me explain something. Preacher aunts Hatfield and Polly Hatfield are my great-great-grandparents. I'm related also. I'm related through a sister of Polly's, Nancy. Preacher aunts and Polly had several daughters, several children, and several daughters. My great-grandmother was Nancy Hatfield. Here's Nancy Hatfield's marriage certificate that Sheila's going to show at the end of the video, but she married Asa McCoy. Nancy Hatfield married Asa McCoy. That's my great-grandparents. They had Philip McCoy, my grandpa. Got married September 23rd, 1875. 3 years before the famous hog trial. Sheila would go to our book, and I think it's in our book. We've got Nancy's and Asa's tombstones. Very, very bad. For years we've been going to put another stone up there so people will know where they're at and be able to read them. You can't hardly make out if you didn't know who they were or where they were buried. But that's where Nancy and Asa McCoy are buried at, on the Anderson Hatfield Cemetery. This is Polly Hatfield's death certificate. Sheila will show that later on.
Yeah.
And that's who Bob Scott is talking about. That's his grandmother. And of course, you know how I am about Wicked Tree and all these things, but you can go on Wicked Tree, you can go on Ancestry, any of them, and you'll
grave,
see.
whatever.
Find a grave,
Yeah.
and you'll find, and Sheila can post them at the back. Go look for yourself. Don't take our word for it. Preacher Anson Polly Hatfield had several children. 12, 14 children.
Yeah.
Bob Scott says on that video that Preacher Anson Polly Hatfield had 12 children and only one daughter. Polly, his grandmother. Well, I don't know where I come from, because I'm from Nancy, her sister, Preacher Anson Polly's one of their other daughters.
Yeah.
This is something big. He's something big in the Pike County tourism, this gentleman is. Nice fella, seems like. I don't know him personally, but I've seen other videos that he's done and other comments that he's made. I've talked to some other people that's been on these tours, and the stories that's been told is incorrect. Some people think Fred is hard. Fred is a butthole. Maybe. If that's what it's called when you correct other people, then I guess that's what I am. But if you don't want to be corrected, tell the truth. Do I believe that he doesn't know that Polly was a sister to Nancy and all of them? You know, I see a video a while back that somebody did down at the cabin, and they got Polly Hatfield's picture or something to do with Polly in there. And I'm thinking, why don't they have Nancy? Why don't they have the rest of Preacher Anson's children? Well, that's because Bob Scott is over the Pike County tourism. He's got control over that. Does that tell you all the history, or does that tell you the history he wants you to see? That's not the way it should be. Pike County tourism represents Pike County. It encompasses the entire county. All the Hatfields, all the McCoys. One daughter, his grandmother, out of 12 children, the only daughter that was born. Guys, if I'm wrong, please correct me. We'll leave the comments open on this one. Okay, babe?
Okay.
I know Sheila likes leaving them open. She likes to, but we'll leave the comments open. Watch the video, watch his statement,
Yeah.
and see what you make out of it. I'm upset. I'm aggravated because, like I said, I seen a picture of Polly years ago, or the comment or something about Polly being Preacher Anson's daughter, and at the cabin. No other children was mentioned, and I knew, you know, that it was Bob that had done that to promote his grandmother, and I understand that. But I think the people, the public, the people that comes in here and looks, they don't want to just know about one person in Preacher Anson Polly's family. They want to know about them all.
Well, sure.
Preacher Anson Polly's one of the pictures out front that we post. It's right there at the top of our ancestry. Preacher Anson Polly, Uriah and Aunt Betty, and Asa and Nancy, and Ma and Pa and my mom and dad. That's where I come from. I ain't gonna drag it out. Sheila will post as much stuff as she can at the back of it.
To prove our point.
Prove it. Yeah, and we want you to feel welcome to correct us when we're wrong. We're not like other people. If we do something wrong or say something wrong or prove or something that's not right when we show you documents, correct us.
All I ask is if we're wrong and you correct us, please do it in a nice way.
Well, I asked, I don't care how nice you are, do it with documentation. I want proof. I don't care. You can be a butthole. People says I'm a butthole sometimes. I don't care what our personalities are. If I'm confident that I'm showing you something wrong and I'm that cocky with it, but I can show you proof, I don't care how you take me. Look at the proof and say, hey, the guy's an asshole, but he's telling the truth. And that's what I want. If we're wrong on something, tell us the truth. It's easy to speak this stuff into history. It's easy to say, I'm the first one here. I'm the first one to ever do this. I'm the first one to ever do that. It's easy to say that stuff. But that's a big, big statement. I don't care if you're the first or the last or what. I like the information. I like the coverage. But if you're going to say that, if you're going to say you're the first, be the first. Know that you're the first. Catch you on the next one. Sheila do the closing.
Well, her dad and mother was Anderson Hatfield
Right.
and Polly,
Preacher Ants.
Preacher Ants, which overseen the hog trial.
Right.
They had 12 children and only one daughter. And that was my and Bruce's and other cousins' grandmother.
Come out here.
We're trying to preserve our history, our heritage.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great evening. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.